This is the new version of pre-trip inspection. We are in front of the vehicle and we start checking from the light. To inspect all the lights together, you can say make sure all the lights in the truck and the trailer, make sure they are not cracked, they are not broken, properly colored, no missing screws, and also all the working condition under the vehicle. You are going to check, make sure there is not a leaking from any part of the vehicle, and we also need to check the vehicle is on a proper level. Once if you complete that, we open the hood. We need to unlock on both sides of the hood. Okay, we're gonna go under the hood. The first thing we need to do is make sure there is nothing, no air leaks, and you need to check all the hoses in the vehicle. All the hoses, make sure they are not cut, they are not cracking, also they are not leaking. And make sure you need to check the air leak from the vehicle. And the next one is going to be the 3 levels. The first level is going to be from the coolant. Make sure the coolant level is proper and also needs to be mounted properly, and also no cut and also not leaking. This is a power steering fluid container. Make sure it has to be on proper level. The hoses connected with it has to be no cut, crack, fried or leaks. And the next one is a dipstick for the engine oil. Make sure you need to take it out, clean it, put it back in, and see if there is any recondition in the oil, the condition and the level of the oil. Once if you complete that, we're going to move to the steering system. The steering system is there is 2 parts. One is a gearbox and the other one is the steering shaft. The steering shaft, make sure no dent, bent, crack or illegally welded. And we have a U-joint here, needs to be greased and lubricated. We have a gearbox. The gearbox, any hose connected to the gearbox, make sure no cut, fried or leak. And the gearbox itself should not have any kind of missing bolts and nuts. Needs to be tight against the frame. The next one is all the linkages. We have pitman arm, and we also have drag link. We have upper and lower control arm plus the tie rod inside, and they all are connected with a ball joint. The ball joint needs to be greased and lubricated. We also have a castle nuts on every connection. You need to check the castle nut is not missing or loose, and also we need to have a pin present. After that, we go to the suspension system. We have mounting brackets, suspension mounting brackets. Make sure all the bolts needs to be tight and secure, no missing or loose bolts, and also should be no damage on it. The spring, the leaf spring itself, no crack, no broken, no shift, not missing. One force is missing. The vehicle has to be out of service until it repairs, and also no illegally welded. We have a U-bolt. Make sure the bolt is tight and secure, no missing or loose or no damage on the U-bolts. And also we have a shock absorber. There is a bolt on the top and the bottom. You need to check the bolt is not missing or loose. And the shock absorber itself should not have any kind of dent, bend, and also not leaking. The other one is the brake. The brake system has a hose. The hose should be connected on both sides. No fried, no cut, and also not leaking. Inside the brake drum, you need to check no contamination in it, and also no oil, no grease. And now we come to the wheel. The wheel has 3 sections. We have a tire, we also have a rim, and we also have a lug nuts. The tire, you need to check the depth. The depth is not less than 432. You need to check. We need to use the depth gauge or tread gauge to check it. And we also have inflation. To check the inflation, you need to use air gauge, and it depends on the vehicle size, but it is 110 average. And we have a rim, no dent, bent, crack or illegally welded, no out of shape holes on the rim, And we have a lug nuts, no missing, no loose, no rust, no shine, and also no broken and missing studs or bolts. We have valve, air valve. Make sure the cap is present and no damage. We're gonna move. When we move, we find traffic monitoring device or the mirror in other hand. You need to check the mirror itself, make sure it's not missing or loose. All the brackets needs to be tight and secure, no missing bolts and nuts. And we have a battery inside here under the door. Make sure all the cables needs to be connected. Make sure no cut, crack, no fried, no burn, and no excessive corrosion on the battery. When we move, we have a frame. There is three sections of the frames. We have tractor frame. We also have a trailer frame, and we need to check the trailer floor under here. So when you comes to the floor, the frame, make sure no cut, no crack, no broken, and no illegally welded. And the same thing on the frame and the hole on the floor of the trailer. Make sure it's not damaged and no holes. Now we come to the combination. When you check the combination, we need to check those three lines first: the air lines, the service lines, the emergency lines, and also the electric line. It needs to be connected on both sides. When it comes to the air line, no cut, no crack, no fried, no leak. And the electric line should not be exposed. It needs to be connected on both sides. When you check on the glad hand, make sure there is no air leak, and needs to be tight on both sides. Now we're going to move to the combination. When we continue, we need to check the fifth wheel. This is the fifth wheel. The fifth wheel needs to be tight and secure, no missing bolts and nuts. The fifth wheel needs to be greased and lubricated properly. On the top here, there is apron. Apron needs to be, make sure it's not cut, crack, or broken. And between the fifth wheel and the apron, we should not see any kind of gap or no air between them. This is the release arm. Release arm, when you inspect it, always on the locked position, and make sure it is not damaged. To finish the combination, you're gonna go inside here. When you go inside here, you find the kingpin and the locking jaw. The kingpin should not be cut, cracked, broken, and also the locking jaw is always on the locked position. When you check that, make sure there is no space between the kingpin and the locking jaw. When you finish, you come out. When you come out, you see the space between the landing gear. There should be enough space between the landing gear and the frame. And the landing gear itself, the shoe is always on the up position, and the landing gear handle always on the locked position. The landing gear itself should not missing bolts and nuts. It has to be tight and secure. Make sure it is not damage on it and no illegally welded. When you go to the side, you will see the stickers, which is the DOT stickers. Time to time you will see the light too, one signal light on the side of the trailer. You need to inspect all those. The DOT sticker, make sure it's not missing and should be present. To finish the outside pre-trip inspection, you are going to do on the back of the trailer. On the back of the trailer we have some lights. You see, we already took care of it on the beginning, but if it is not, you need to come in and inspect all the lights. We have a brake light, we have signal light, and we also have a DOT sticker on the back, and you need to check the ID light on the back of the trailer. This has to be taken care of before you finish. Once if you complete the outside pre-trip inspection this way, and you need to go ahead and start doing the inside or in-cab inspection. We're gonna do that on the next video.